Hey guys, what's going on? We are back on the tropical front again today. We're watching two areas. One, a tropical wave east of the Caribbean, regardless of development, could bring heavy rain to the Leeward Islands, to Puerto Rico, Dominican Republic. We're going to check in on that disturbance for our friends in the Caribbean. And then we're going to look at another tropical wave. This one's still way back over Africa, but could be the most concerning tropical wave of the season to date. We're going to break that one down. That one's still about 10 days away from impacting anyone. Let's get to it. First light is revealing a much more organized system just to the east of the Leeward Islands. You see when it goes black to light, that's the visible satellite as the sun rises over the central Atlantic Ocean. In the blue there representing the cloud cover, and certainly it has that look of an organizing tropical system close to tropical depression status. Now, the environment out ahead of this thing isn't that great for development, so still relatively good news, but again, it is close to becoming a tropical depression and could, over the next couple of days as it moves towards St. Martin, Antigua and Barbuda, Guadeloupe, Dominica. So watching that closely for you guys. Regardless of development though, some heavy rain likely coming to the Leeward Islands and the Caribbean islands. I'm going to start with the spaghetti plots just to give you an idea where models think this thing could go. Again, this is still developing. We still don't have a well-defined center, so we're still not putting a ton of stock into models just yet. But it does paint the picture here, and we do have models in good agreement. Again, each one of these lines represents a different model. Kind of looks like a spaghetti. That's why we call it spaghetti models. But anyway, you see it there. Heading towards the Leeward Islands, getting into the British and U.S. Virgin Islands, eventually Puerto Rico, the Dominican Republic, and Haiti. Now, this does not talk about the strength. This is just the direction, or at least the potential direction of this system. There's still the environment. It's not the greatest for development. Again, that's still good news. But regardless of development, we are likely going to be impacted, very, very least, some gusty winds, gusty thunderstorms, and the potential for some flooding rain. We're starting this off on Friday, September 16th, and you see some heavy rain over the Leeward Islands right now, and that is gradually going to move into the U.S. and British Virgin Islands as we move into September 17th. See the green and yellows popping up again. That is the very heavy rainfall that the model's projecting. As we move into Sunday morning, really Saturday night and Sunday morning, some of that heavy rain starts to push through into Hispaniola, into the Dominican Republic and Haiti, and then eventually into Cuba, Turks and Caicos. The European really wants to pull this away, close it in on us, and then strengthen it a little bit further as we move into early next week. Again, this is going to be in that Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday time frame. So again, heads up again, this is where the uncertainty becomes much larger because there's going to be land interaction potentially and all this other junk. But early heads up in the Turks and Caicos, we could have a strengthening system come in our direction by the time we get into Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday. So keep a close eye on this one. A lot of colors on this map, but this is the model forecast of the expected rainfall really starting on Thursday and then going through Sunday. This is the upcoming Sunday, so this will be ending on the 18th of September, so 4 days from now. And where you're seeing these yellows, that's about 3 to 4 inches of rain. And typically when there's terrain involved, the model underdoes the rainfall amount. So especially as we get to the eastern side of Puerto Rico, where you're seeing 152 millimeters. Again, that's about 4 to 5 inches of rain that the model is projecting here. Same deal for us on the eastern side of the Dominican Republic, getting into Haiti, especially where we have that terrain. That's where we could see some serious flash flooding issues. Regardless if this becomes a depression, regardless of if this becomes a named tropical storm or not, this is still going to be impactful for the Leeward Islands and the Caribbean islands in terms of a little bit of wind and a lot of bit of rain. I want to start with the American GFS solution here, and this is the mean sea level pressure with the wind speed here. And the brighter the colors, the stronger the wind. There's the L, so there's going to be where the model thinks the center could be. You see it kind of blink in and out. That means, again, that this is likely going to be weak as a whole as this comes to approach of the Leeward Islands, Barbuda, Antigua, getting into the British and United States Virgin Islands. As we move into Puerto Rico, there's some of those stronger winds, but notice the L has gone away. One of the reasons for this is we still have dry air out there, which is going to work against development. And then it's also expected, at least if it goes right smack down the middle of the Caribbean islands, it's going to have a real tough time developing. Not only is it going over land, but it's a mountainous terrain as well. So several things are working against development. Again, it's close to becoming a tropical depression, but even if it does become a depression or name storm, it should be on the weaker side. Before we talk about that second wave way out near Africa, I just wanted to thank all the new subscribers and welcome everyone to this channel. If you're finding it for the first time, we talk all things weather. Right now it's tropics heavy because we are seeing the tropics start to bubble. But if you would love to be a part of an awesome weather community, we would love to have you. Please smash that subscribe button and hit that alert bell, and you'll be alerted every time we talk about the weather. On to the next wave. Here is this other wave of concern. Right now, there is a ton of time to watch it. Not every single model is on board, so you need to know that. But this giant cluster of thunderstorms is getting ready to emerge from Africa. You see the darker blues and reds there? That is our complex coming off pretty far south, so it already has a better chance of completing its trip across the Atlantic to wherever it may go. But again, this is just something to watch over the next 10 days or so. So we got a lot of time to pay attention to this. But especially, again, a secondary heads up for the Leeward, Windward Islands and into the Caribbean as another juicy wave is coming off of Africa. Here's the Ensemble forecast. Again, we are looking for the cluster of L's. That's the actual storm. So again, that first wave that we talked about that could be impacting parts of the Caribbean getting into this weekend is now by this point closing in on the Turks and Caicos and Cuba. This is the wave we just looked at that is exiting Africa, and you see how far south it is. Again, Leeward, Windward Islands just out ahead of this potential disturbance, and you see a lot of good model agreement taking at least something. Again, the strength is still in question, the track's still in question, but certainly when you see the Ensemble biting that we're going to have a developing system closing in on a landmass, raises your antenna a little bit. So again, anybody in the Leeward, Windward Islands, make sure you're paying close attention over the next 7 to 10 plus days. None of those two systems are a slam dunk to really explode. So again, keep that in mind. Just want to give you a heads up since we could have some flooding in the Caribbean due to the heavy rain of this tropical wave, whether it develops or not. And again, that second one that we just looked at over Africa, we still have a lot of time to watch that. Again, just an early heads up as we continue to roll through the peak of hurricane season. This is to be expected still, and there's at least 1 to 2 more waves of concern back over Africa. That's something that we are going to be watching closely for you over the next couple of weeks. Thanks, guys, for tuning in. If you like this video, if you like the content, and just love being a part of this weather community, please hit subscribe, please hit the alert bell, and we will catch you next time.